What's good, LDBC? It's your boy Ropes. Well, pretty embarrassing night for Gennady Golovkin tonight. He went in there against Kell Brook, a guy who had never fought in middleweight his entire life, and got slapped around. The first round, he did catch Kell Brook with a body shot that hurt him, but Kell Brook went on later on in that round to slap him around a little bit and get himself back in the fight. Second round went completely to Kell Brook. He just outboxed him, moved very well, hit him with uppercuts, hurt him a couple of times, and really exposed Gennady Golovkin, man. This is another one of those examples of how you win a fight and look bad while doing it. That was Gennady Golovkin tonight, man. And I've said this even before tonight. I said this almost a year ago, that when Triple G and Canelo fight, Gennady Golovkin is going to go straight to sleep, man. He cannot take one of Canelo Alvarez's uppercuts, man. He's younger, he's stronger, and after a year, because that fight is not going to take place for at least another year, Canelo is going to have all the advantages, man, by the time they get into the ring. I believe that Chris Eubank will embarrass him tomorrow, man, if they get into the ring. Danny Jacobs might fuck around and knock him out. You know, I think that Golovkin is technically a better fighter than Daniel Jacobs, but his defense is garbage, man, and he's going to get hit, and I don't think that he's going to respond very well to a clean punch from Danny Jacobs, based off of what I've seen tonight. If you have a welterweight hurting you like this, man, Triple G is in a lot of trouble, and he got exposed tonight, man. I was not impressed with him at all. A lot of people are saying that the fight was stopped prematurely. I do agree with that. At the same time, Kell Brook had a broken eye socket. That's a serious injury. You can't see very well with the injury like that. And I think that he was on his way to possibly getting stopped anyway. But still, I think that Kell Brook would have rather went out on the shield. But he didn't really complain too much about the stoppage. So he probably was in a lot of pain, and he probably really couldn't see. So really not too much to complain about that. But I just got to give Kell Brook his props, man. He really did expose Triple G tonight. And after this, I know for sure that Triple G is not going to fight Andre Ward. We all might as well stop talking about that, man. He is not going to do that. He may pretend like he wants that fight, but when it comes down to it, just like he came down to it before, he's going to find a way to duck his ass up out of that shit, man. And the sad thing about all of this, after this fight, when he was asked who he wants to fight next, what the fuck does he say? He wants to fight silly Billy Ho Saunders, man. Out of all the fighters that's been calling him out, you know, I'm tired of this this myth that everybody's afraid of him, man, because he's been called out more than enough times by fighters that are better than the fights that he's taking, and he's for some reason not making those fights happen, man. And then blaming it on everybody else and saying that everybody else is afraid of him. You have Daniel Jacobs who called you out after his fight. You had Chris Eubank Jr. who called you out, made a video blog calling you out. And when you're asked about who you want to fight next, you say Billy Ho Saunders, and you don't mention Danny Jacobs or Chris Eubank Jr. Come on, man. You know what I mean? What you need to be doing next, man, is trying to get Canelo in that fucking ring, man. But like I said, I don't think that's going to happen for another year anyway. But if he wants to waste his time with Billy Joe Saunders, a guy who's going to go in there, who's already basically said that he's afraid of him. So he's just going to go in there to survive and then lay down the first chance that he gets. So if he wants to waste his time and do that, fuck it, man. But he can't be talking about everybody's afraid of him. I mean, I was listening to the post-fight conference, and they were still talking about everybody's afraid of him and shit. Even though Danny Jacobs called him out, he's still saying, well, you know, we'll see what happens when the negotiation happens. We'll see if he really wants to fight. You know, still trying to play this everybody's afraid of him card, man. Everybody's not afraid. Yes, there are some guys who are afraid, but you can't say everybody, okay? Not when Loridan called him out. He completely ignored that. Chris Eubank trying to make a fight happen. You didn't even mention his fucking name. You know, like, get out of here, man. And I'll say this again, man. I've said this before. I've never really seen what's so special about Gennady Golovkin. I just don't, man. I don't see what everybody else is seeing, man. Yes, he's a good fighter. He's got good power. He's got a good chin, but technically, he's not that good, man. He's really not. The best technical performance I've ever seen from Gennady Golovkin was when he fought David Lemieux. Outside of that, man, I mean, look at him tonight, man. He was swinging wild and shit, looking stupid, man. Mayweather might even be able to fucking come out of retirement and outbox him, man. I still wouldn't recommend it, but that's even a possibility. This guy is a hype job, man. I'm telling you right now, man. He's built his fucking legacy off of fighting a whole bunch of nobodies, man. And that looks like what he continues to do. If he wants to fight Billy Ho Saunders next, instead of these guys who have called him out that are more serious, that are more of a threat, then that's just letting you know right there that he really doesn't want to fight anybody serious. You just fought a welterweight, man. Now you want to fight a guy who admitted that he's scared of you and that you can beat him. He's already admitted that. Why would anybody want to watch that? Gennady Golovkin is a fucking hype job, man. I'm out.